here. But hopefully we can address a lot of that today, during this stream, during the day today, and tonight as well. Hopefully maybe during another stream. We'll see. Yo, Real Purple, what's up, man? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in. Did you know I woke up at 4 and couldn't go back to sleep? Oof, feels bad, man. You got something on your mind, Babisky? Sorry to see that. Yeah, so it looks like I check the bug crashes every morning during the stream. It looks like we have a couple bugs here that came from an Apple Watch. So I'm gonna go ahead and log these bugs, and we're gonna figure out what the deal is with these. Fix these up. I also noticed another bug on my build. It seems like the cycles aren't resetting properly, and yeah. So let's go ahead and let me log that real quick. And also another thing, we need to finish up what we were working on yesterday. So we'll probably hit that up first and then hit these up. Oh, you're sick? Just waiting for school to close? Oh man, sorry about that, dude. Hope you feel better. Hopefully you're not too sick. Complication maybe? Yeah, it looks like here, register interface controller. Just out of curiosity, where this might be. What? No, it's definitely not right. Register interface class. And this is notification controller did receive. I have to look at that. Something doing with the notifications. Apparently this is a crash as well. Yeah, we'll take a look at these. Interesting. We might do some on-device debugging again, like we did the other day, on my phone. See what we can figure out here. So this was cycle reset not triggering properly. So that's all cycles to complete. Yeah, this is really weird. I woke up this morning trying to see my cycles to see if they've been reset, and they wouldn't reset. They would all set to complete, and one that I had muted was not being set up. So we'll add that there, so we have it on the board. And we were working on yesterday, if you're here, we were working on the migration stuff. We finished our test to implement a migration, and now we're actually implementing that migration here. And one thing I realized that we should do is we should actually set up this migration to run a test based on setting the cycle the old way. So essentially just making sure that we can set and get the old way that we used to. Should be good to go. But we'll see. Bought tickets for Adept yesterday. They're having a 10-year anniversary concert for this album. Oh, no way. Oh, dude, that's awesome. That's going to be a blast, man. I love Adept. So yeah, let's fix up these bugs, and we'll go from there. So essentially what we're going to do, this is in we created a new class here called Migration Manager. So this is the actual task we're going to run our migration. So we have. We'll go ahead and. No, this is unarchived object. Yeah. Okay. So this is. Get our user defaults. We're going to get our object 4-key cycle array because that's what the older application version is going to have. And then once we get that, we'll go ahead and unarchive it. And then log that old cycle from memory. Okay, cool. Next thing to do is start the model migration. And then that will be, we change that to be called migrate. So we'll just call migrate here. We'll pass in our we'll pass in our old cycles. So that will end up being cycle array. Oh, so I probably need to, I forgot about this. So guard let as a old cycle array, my bad, or cycle old. This will be optional. Let's do this here. And then again, we'll log this out here. Could not unarchive old cycle array. Cool. And then once we get that, do old cycles array. How are you doing, Mountain Man? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm a little tired today. I'm trying to work through it right now with some coffee and some water. But other than that, man, it's been a good week. It's always crazy how fast some of these weeks go. I've been trying really hard to not like focus on the end of the week, but focus day by day. It's been working pretty well, but there's some days like yesterday I'm like, man, dude, I just want this day to be over. That's one of those things. How are you doing today? Yeah, so we call migrate, we pass in old cycles array. And migrate's gonna come here, we give it our old cycle array, and then of our update cycles from our old cycles. Oh, right, we're gonna need this. Convert old cycle color to enum. So let me go ahead and grab that from our test case. Pretty much grab all these. Yeah, it's just these two right here. Nice. So we have these. This will convert our old values to our new enums, hopefully. I'm working on an AR app, so it's frustrating that there's no good way to use remote 3D assets. Yeah, that it's a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult. I think for me, the assets portion of ARKit is the most difficult part. Unfortunately. Well, that's awesome, man. I hope you have fun. The ARKit stuff is a blast. Yeah, I can just remove this. This is essentially what we're already doing. Gotcha, and this is why we need memory manager. What? Yeah. All right. So come back in here. Again, we have our updated cycles. Go through those. We get our old cycle ID, blah, 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 blah. Do some conversions here. Add that to our updated cycles.append. And then once we go through that, we should be able to set our phone cycle array to our updated cycles. But I want to use this in our Apple Watch as well, because remember, we also have our Apple Watch that's saving memory. I'm gonna go to bed. See you, dude. Yeah, no worries, man. Get some great sleep. Thanks for stopping by like always, my man. Have a good day. I'll talk to you soon, all right? Thanks again, man. Oh, no, we're actually doing the return there. Yeah, that's fine. So return updated cycles array. Excuse me. I'm going to return that. Essentially, that can equal our phone. Oh, no. That can just equal our... Call this updated cycles. Awesome. And then we have this here. So the question is, what do we do with this now? So now that we've... Yeah, okay. So now that we've done this, technically what should be happening as well is we do our migration, we get our update cycles. We can remove that. Do this. So I want to add some logging here. And then that can go starting model migration. This can happen down there. Yeah, there we go. Start our migration down there. And then once we get our updated cycles, we can set it to our whichever array we have here. So let's do a data source property here again. And we can just set this as a get, and we'll return I want to be able to change some assets dynamically, and the only way to add 3D model with textures at runtime is to have zip folder with a scene file and all the actual texture images. Then we have to unzip the folder at runtime. It sucks because it requires our customers to use Xcode to be able to update their models. You're right, but there are ways around it. There are ways around it. Yeah, essentially what you could do, because we had the same problem, what you can end up doing is you serve these files dynamically from a web server. The problem is that you need to find a way to compress them to a point where they're small enough to be served over the web like that. And so, like, for example, what we ended up doing was we actually ended up having a like admin portal for people to upload their assets. And so obviously those are uploaded. We could dynamically pull those over time, and we were able to we're able to compress it to a point where it was incredible, and the texture and the actual asset at the end on the device was perfect. How did I do this before? Bar data source? Oh, cycle array, duh. Okay. Duh. That's exactly what we want to do. There's a way to do it, my man. There's a way to do it, I promise. Yeah, so this is going to be our new cycle array here. And essentially we're going to do a get, and this should return and then end if watch OS end if, and here we're going to say data source, or we're going to return phone cycle array, else we'll return watch cycle array. And let's make sure that we have this file actually shared between both devices. We don't, so yeah, let's make sure we have that. Okie dokie. And then based on the data source, so instead of phone cycle array, let's just throw in whatever data source we have here. Oh, oops.
Take a deep breath, hold my hand and jump. We'll count to 3 and
Same deal though.
don't look back, just follow me.
Oh, man, for set we have to do,
I'll swim right next to
I can't remember what we had to do there.
before you know.
Do you know what file formats they use for 3D models? Yeah, it's OBJ files is what we ended up using.
Oh, deep into the ocean. Deep into
Swift
the
computed
ocean, oh.
properties set. I always forget, excuse me, how to do the set portion of this.
This is gold,
Oh, is it just passing in the value?
this is gold. I'll show you this is gold.
Ah, okay.
I just know it. We will glow.
I forget.
Oh, this is gold. Deep into the ocean. We'll go deep into the ocean. Oh,
Cycles array, and literally cycles array.
this is gold. Leaving the shoreline, we will be kings and
Cycle array.
don't be scared, no.
Cycles array.
You'll see.
All right, so that should be good to go.
Take it easy in every motion. In every
I don't know if this was really necessary, but it seemed like an easy way to do this logic instead of wrapping it and then setting either one. So we just essentially take our data source to do update cycles, and then we're going to need to just save to memory, and we're going to call the save to memory where we end up sending to the other device. So we'll do save to device memory, and this should be Again, memory manager dot save to memory, pass in our cycle array. Our data is nil because it takes whatever the data source is. And then we need to save the migration version. So this ends up becoming, migration version. I want to make sure this is coming from our controller here. Yeah, migration manager, cool. I deleted the other one, so we should be good. Yo, you want to kill me? What's up, man? Welcome back. How you doing today, man? Hope you're doing alright. Okay, cool. Yeah, so at this point we should be good to go. At this point we should be good. So now, if I head over to my app delegate, wherever you at, where you at? Yeah, there we go. So again, this is what we're checking. We're going if let version equals memory manager dot get from memory migration version as string. This is a migration version for memory. You print that out. Oh, and we need to now actually include this here. This is gonna be let migration manager equal migration manager. Do this. Yep. So we get the migration version from our manager, and we check to see if that's equal to the version from memory. And if they're not equal, a migration is needed. I guess technically, no, this should be fine if they're not equal. If not, we start the migration progress. So we're going to then do migration manager. Nope. Migration manager. Dot, it should be run migration. And there you go. Easy peasy. So I guess let's run it and see what we get here. We shouldn't get any issues. We shouldn't hit the migration manager, but let's check it out anyways. Yeah, so we'll hit here at the point where it's checking for the version. Oops. And we'll see. And then we'll go ahead and... What? Use of unresolved migration version. Oh, use of undeclared type cycle old. Let me go ahead and share that as well. There we go. Do that. Let's do a quick clean real quick. And then we'll do a build and let's see if we have any more issues. I think we should be okay. Man, you just want to go in and fix these, but they're from packages that are third party. I guess technically you could go in and fix them. Problem is that they'll be overwritten if you decide to update. Update your pods. Okay, cool. Build succeeded. Now let's build this guy. Yeah, for now we'll keep that over here. Just exit out of that. And again, we put a breakpoint at the part where we're checking the version of the migration manager. Here we go. Let's see it. We didn't even hit this. What the heck? That's my rain dance. And we all in black like it's gangland. Say the wrong words, you be hangman. Why me Checking migration version. Okay. Migration version was nil from memory. Well then. That's interesting. Why? Let's see this real quick. Memory manager. I'm the black JB, the way these bitches scream. Make this bitch scream. Pretty little thing. This is really weird. Why isn't it hitting there? I don't need that there anymore. Fuck what a nigga say. It's all the same like Mary Kate. She can get a taste. Let you get a taste. Unless this was the wrong spot. No. App delegate. We should hit here, but for some reason our memory manager did not save the migration version properly. Interesting. Okay. You know what? I wonder. How was I doing this to begin with? I originally. How's this working on older versions? So it would have to be something more along the lines of this. And it should be save to memory. New York, do you love a taste? Chi-town, you can get a taste. Houston, you can get a taste. Hey, Portland, you can get a taste. Yeah, we only have it there in this new update. So I guess the question is, if migration version comes back as nil from memory, does that mean that it's a... Actually, okay, hold up. Let's do this. We should try uninstalling the app, because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I'm actually ever setting... I don't think I'm actually ever setting a migration version. And technically... Oh, I gotcha. Okay, so this is what was happening. I was going off the fact that migration version was here. If there is a migration version available in memory, then let's go ahead and check it and do the migration if needed. But if it comes back as nil here, I still go through my flow, and then at the very end, I go here and I'm like, okay, well, there's no migration version available. So that probably means this is a fresh install, because this is in the did launch with options. So if that's the case, then I should probably set a migration. We should set the current migration version to memory. That's what I was doing. Okay. Interesting. So many if else's. Yeah, dude, there's a lot in here. They're just perfectly placed. Oh man. I probably started writing this when I was when when I was learning a lot about if-elses. Here I wanted to do migration manager. And essentially what I want to do is just add this migration manager. I just want to add this as a method. So instead of having that, I also want to include set current or save migration version. And literally all this is going to do is just going to get our memory manager, and we're just going to say memory manager dot save to memory migration version, and then we're going to do just migration version, and that's it. But I'd rather do that on this manager because that's where it should be. You know what I mean? Now I just need to go and figure out where that was again. It's not there. Yeah, here we go. Gotcha. Okay. As you know, I don't have an option to use the app, and I want to know if it has a specific use case. Let's say I want to reduce sugar consumption. I create a cycle which repeats every week. Starting every Monday, it's 0 to 3 no matter what the previous week's date was. The cycle is my cake piece allowance. That's an interesting use case. Yeah, I would say that you could probably do that. So let's say you create a cycle to eat a piece of cake, and you can decide what days of the week you want to eat a piece of cake. And let's say you want to eat 3 pieces of cake a week, all on different days. Then you can do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can set that cycle for eat cake and start it at whatever time you want. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool, like an allowance. Interesting. Yo, Raldpick, what's up? Welcome back, man. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, so let's try this again. We're going to start up the app. We're going to check out migration version here. So it's going to come here. It should come back as nil, I believe. Yeah. So migration version was nil from memory. So we go in here. We do our onboarding stuff. Did finish, ends up becoming false. We did not finish. We walk through that. We're going to display our initial onboarding VC. Then we're going to come in here and we're going to do all that fun stuff. And then our save should complete there. So now if we go back, let's take a look and see if we actually get our proper migration version back. Yo, Dragon Dust, welcome back, dude. How you going? That was still nil. What?
Even if it makes me blind, I just wanna see the light. Breathe in, leave it all behind. I just wanna see the light. Even
So none of these flags are going to come back?
I just wanna see the light. Breathe in, leave it all behind. I just wanna see the light.
Oh, maybe after I finish the onboarding flow. So my drink water cycle doesn't reset anymore. Put it on 5 times a day, every day, and it never got back to 0 again. Yeah, Raldpick, I just had that issue this morning as well. I logged it as a bug, so we're going to look into that at some point. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's really weird.
I just wanna see the light.
But we'll take a look at that. Thanks for bringing that up to me, man. Really appreciate it. By the way, your track color contrast is too low. Message is hard to read. Gotcha. Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, I gotta do some tweaking here and there. But I appreciate the feedback, my man. Okay, let's go through, I guess, the onboarding flow here.
Even if it makes me blind, I just wanna see the light. Breathe in, leave it all
Okay, so
behind.
now
I just wanna see the light.
I went through clear the entire cache of that memory block. So in our case, our user defaults. So I think something was there, but it wasn't pulling from the right spot. And so, or it's pulling from cache memory, I guess is a better way to explain it. But that doesn't explain why it wouldn't set again. And why... That was weird. I'm actually not quite sure. I thought I was sure, but I'm not quite sure. Okay, so technically this works. So the next thing to try out is basically we're going to write some unit tests to write and read our old cycle array to memory, pull that from memory, and run our migration on it and see if that works. If that works, then I would call this a success, and that should work for all our devices and all our old users. Hey, let's get Genty up in here, boys. Hey, wowza. Okay, so let's do test, save, save old cycle array, and then we can write another test. Or more so, I would like to do this all in one go. Test, migrate old cycle array from memory. That's the big point. So first step is save migration version to memory, old migration version. And then we will do a generate old cycles, save old cycles to memory. Then we're going to get old cycles from, save old cycle from memory, get old migration version from memory, get, and I guess like compare should always default to migration needed. And then, so get old migration version, compare, get old cycles from memory, migrate. That's pretty much the flow of this test, to make sure that we're pulling, it's really to make sure that we're pulling the old cycles from memory properly. So let's do it. Let's do save or set test memory, and we're going to call this migration version. And so the old migration version will be 1.3. And let's double check that, or set to test memory, that we have migration version here. We do. Okay. Okay, so set test memory, migration version, generate old cycles. We should be able to do let old cycles equal generate cycles from old model. All these helpers came in handy, see? And then we're going to do, we're going to save the old way. So if we do user defaults. I have that here, right? Yep. Okay. So we should be able to do user defaults dot save more so if equals user defaults. No, let's just do user defaults archive crap, I forget how it was done. Unarchiver was to unarchive it from memory, obviously. But we need to first archive it into a data type. So let's head back over to GitHub real quick, so I can just get the exact flow here. We're in master. Okay, cool. Let's go to cycles and we'll do memory. Where was save? So saved in memory. All cycles, reset flag, date, clean flag, ring color. Did I miss it here? I did cycle array, my bad. Alrighty, yeah. So it was using NSKeyed archiver. That's what it was. That's what it was. Okay. So now we come in here. We'll call this let archive cycle array is going to be our NSKeyed archiver of old cycles. And then users.set. Yeah, that's the only thing we need to do there. Cycle array. So that will set in our cycle array. Should be good to go there. And that's going to be our archived cycle array. Yeah, okay, so this is also depreciated in iOS 12. But this is what is being used in our current version, and even if someone isn't on iOS 12, we need to make sure to account for that. Okay, then we're gonna get old migration from memory. So old migration version. This is going to be get from test memory, and this is going to be migration version. So let's do a guard here, just like we're doing everywhere else. If it doesn't work, we're going to say could not get old migration version from memory. And here we're going to do a assert. Oh, I guess our message will go here. I forgot. Assert failure. And then we have to throw our return in here. Okay, then we should compare. Oh, this needs to be as string. And then we can do if old migration version does not equal 1.3.1, which it shouldn't. Get old cycles from memory. Migrate, baby. So here, we're going to have to do the get in an old way, like we were talking about earlier. So this will be get cycle array. Essentially, let's just do this. If let unarchived cycle array equal user defaults object 4-key cycle array as data, let cycle array ns unarchiver. So we unarchive that object. We don't need to do this. And then else if this comes back, here. And I'm literally doing the same thing because I want to make sure that we're using the same exact syntax and methods that we used in the other app to give it as close as possible test as we can. If this comes back nil, then we want to do an assertion failure here as well. Oh, I need to put the test in front. I always forget that. Yo, Gento, what's up, my guy? Welcome back. How goes it today? Now we'll do that. Here. Do that here. And then our migrate. We'll go down here. Thanks again for the host. Hey, no problem, dude. I hope you had a good time yesterday. Always down to help out the community, man. Just getting up before going to work on website. Nice. Sounds like a good time. Getting that day started nice and early. Okay, so given the cycle array, the next thing we need to do is our actual migration. And so we actually did that in our separate test. So how do I want to do this? Yeah, so this will actually be happening here. I guess there's two ways. One, we can essentially use the migration manager that we just created, or we can go ahead and just separate this actual migration process out so we can use it in other spots. I think that's probably the best bet because I want to keep the test solution as separated as I can from the main app. And at least for this, we can put, yeah, we can put any sort of issues here. Okay, so yeah, let's do this then. Let's go ahead and separate this out, and then we can run check migration. Yeah, against each cycle. So I'll grab this. We'll make this into a helper. So generate cycles from old model. Func. This will just be migration. Run migration. And this will return should return a cycle array. Essentially do this. And then at the end of this for loop, that's fine. And then we're going to return updated cycles. So here, let's grab this, come back over here. Oh, we need to pass in old cycles, right? We can just call this for old cycles. And this is going to be a cycle array of cycle old. There we go. Much better. For old cycles. There we go. So we can remove that. And then once we run migration, we can go ahead and finally do our check. So this will be one test, which is good. Test migration. archived. So we have our old cycles generated there. Set. Here we'll get our new cycles. Then we'll run our migration. So we'll do run migration here for old cycle. Oh, no, yeah. For cycle array. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm checking to make sure that it's of type cycle array after we convert. After we unarchive our object here. Why is that? I feel like there's something else that I did here. Yeah, cycle array is not real, and then I cast it as a cycle. I forcefully unwrapped it. What a guy. So we we get our user default cycle as data, and then if let cycle array as we unarchive it is of cycle old, we can run our migration, which is run migration for that cycle array. And then we can do check migration. And let's go ahead and do old cycles here, which is just going to be cycle array. And then we'll do new cycles. I think this is valid in here because we're grabbing from memory, we're setting our new cycle, and then we need to check to make sure that that migration actually happened properly. And then I need to put an assertion failure here if for some odd weird chance that these aren't equal to each other. Migration values are wrong. We'll do old migration. Yeah, okay. So migration from memory is wrong. Old migration version, we'll assert that there. And we should be good to go to run this test. And hopefully it should work. Okay, so first, yeah, what am I? I'm not missing anything. We should be good. The first thing I'm going to do is run this migration test. Because we did make that change with the separating out stuff. So let's make sure that's still running properly. Wowza. Much needed water. Where'd my logs go? But I guess the test passed, so that's good. And now let's just do test migrate old cycle array from memory. Okay. apparently it was good to go. So receive migration version from memory. Test suite, test suite. Wait, but excuse me. Oh, unless this didn't hit here. Yeah, I need to put this here. Let's just set this as a guard, actually. And then here we'll do an assertion failure. I have a feeling this might have happened. Cycle away from memory. Is not of type cycle old. Yo, off, what's up? Is it finished yet? Nah, man, it is not. Getting there though. Getting there. All right, let's run this test again. See what happens. Yep, I had a feeling. Okay. Receive migration version from memory. So then we're having an issue. We're having an issue saving our cycle arrays, which is an interesting part. So our old cycles, right? Seems good. Cycle array. So at least the pool's there, but it's here. That's what our issue is. Simple refactoring, 80 days of work. Oh, dude, this was not going to be simple refactoring. That is for sure. Definitely from the beginning, I knew that going in. But yeah, this was a pretty massive change. I guess the question is, what does this end up equaling? It's interesting how this actually doesn't get what I'm looking for. App is almost done, not even halfway. Yeah. Not even halfway, dude. But that's the best part, man. We're gonna see this thing grow. And hopefully after a good amount of time we won't have any more of these stupid issues as we refactor it, you know? So is this saying that I'm required to do this? That's what I'm confused about. Because it's just a warning, but it says it was depreciated in iOS 12. So if it was depreciated in iOS 12, probably should do it, right? Oh man, I think I can do an if iOS. How do I check the version? I can't remember how it was. Check iOS version. Swift. If available. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think that's what we need to do here. More along the lines like if available platform. Let's do iOS 10 and let's do I think this is to like a certain value. What's the last iOS 11-ish? .11.4.1. Dude, I don't want to do that. I just want to do it for a certain range of devices. Oh. Yeah, this is not going to work then. Got a dev question about enterprise app distribution. Do local push notifications work then? Or don't you know that either? Do local push notifications work? Yeah, it doesn't. Local notifications are not push notifications essentially. In like the correct term. Local notifications they can be distributed on any device, but the thing is they're not being handled by Apple's notification server. You have to manually schedule them yourself and set them up within your app. And that will only be for that device. It's not like if all my users have this state, send them all the same notification. It would literally be you'd have to schedule it. You'd have to write it in your code like we have here to create those notifications. Yeah, any build. They don't require any sort of certificates or anything along those lines. Yeah, it's all local to the device. Okay. So let's data with root object. Oh, NS key. And then we'll do old cycles here. Yeah, no problem. All right. So that should be okay. Oh, wait. Gotcha. So we actually need to do a catch here. This is a problem though. This is what I'm saying. This is changing the way that this is currently being used. So like if someone with iOS 12 comes and downloads this update and they're like, oh snap, I need a migration. What happens then? If that code is depreciated on I guess this is what we can do. Maybe we can do this. If available, iOS 12. Then we run this. Oh, I think I dropped some frames for a little bit. Oopsie. Depreciated does not equal unsupported, right? Correct. So depreciated means that the code base is not utilizing that method anymore. So if I'm on iOS 12, what I was using before is not the way to be doing it anymore in iOS 12, right? But the thing is, if I'm on another device, depreciated, I'm not sure. Let's double check this. Depreciated code. In the role software realm, depreciated refers to functions or elements that are in the process of being replaced by newer ones. Gotcha. Okay. Yep. Never heard anyone pronounce it depreciated. Oh yeah, I always say depreciated. Deprecated is the proper way. Excuse me. Yo, KB, what's up? If it's only a yellow warning, you don't need to change it till it turns to a red warning. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. But I was really sure that that was the reason why. I'm kind of just wanting to try it out. I don't think it'll make a difference, but I'm very curious either way. How are you guys doing today? We'll just throw in the localized description. Else we'll use our old way. I'm curious to see if this makes a difference. Not sure if it will. Probably won't. But like I'm saying, worth a try.
There's nothing that needs to be said. We can pretend we'll sandblast these walls and paint them again.
Yeah. Doing good. Happy to have found the stream. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm glad to have you in. Awesome to see more iOS developers out there. Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, pretty much here we could do the same deal. This one has the same deprecation. So I should use the same thing here, technically. Unarchived object of class. Oh, that's archiver. Ah. Oh, it uses a coding protocol. Interesting. Oh, yeah, from. There we go. Okay. So again, this is kind of just a test. I'm just curious to see what happens here. I don't know if this is necessarily going to work, but worth a try.
Be time for the changes we will make. If we rebuild, we can make it better.
Do I not need self? Usually for.
It's hard for you to take. I give it time, but I don't really care. I'm not the man that I was. I belong to the voice in my head.
But it should be an array, so that's the reason why I've always done that. Interesting. Okay, I'm thinking this is going to be a waste of time. So might as well stop while we're ahead. Because you're right, if it's deprecated, there shouldn't be any issues with doing this in our current way. So why is this not working then? Right? Like what's the dealio here? If I'm archiving that, I'm setting as my user defaults, unless my user defaults is having some sort of issue that we can also catch. For cycle array, object for key cycle array as a data type. I'm thinking what we can do maybe take a look I'm thinking that we try just to put a guard here. I don't think that's the issue, but at least we can catch the assertion here. in case for some odd reason it is. And then we can use defaults here again. And we should be good. So I guess let's run it and see what happens. Okay, so defaults was not the issue. Yeah, it's just cycle away. Let me make sure that I'm archiving the correct array as well. That could definitely be it. Pretty sure I did it properly though. So originally from the beginning, we set our test memory here, right? Migration version to 1.3. And then we do generate old cycles. So let old cycles equal generate cycles from old model, which we are using in another test. And you can see that's cycle old, right? Yep. Then we have save old cycles to memory. So archive cycle array, and this key to archive data with old cycles, right? Yep. Then we put a guard here. And defaults.set archive cycle array for key. Let's make sure our key is spelled right again. For cycle. Okay. Then we do guard let old migration version. We grab that from memory. Migration version as a string. Good to go there. And this should always go through. Defaults.object for key cycle array, right? Yep. That's going to be as data. So we get the data. That's the thing we do know. But we come in here and then we try to do our ns keyed unarchive object as a old cycle array. Yeah, it's an old cycle array. Else memory is not of type cycle old. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna put a guard here. We're gonna put a breakpoint here. I'm gonna try to check out the type, and let's see if we can figure this out. What the heck? So these are all of type cycle. So if I change this, watch this. This will probably work now. So we're going to put the breakpoint here. What the heck? I wonder. So the weird thing is that this should be, it is pulling from test memory, but I haven't, it should clear out that test memory every single run. So technically there shouldn't be any. of us old cycles for now. Oh, Jesus. I just need to test this, man. And then we'll go look at it. What? Wait, did it? It went through? But it didn't stop at my breakpoint. I don't. Sometimes the breakpoints, breakpoints here are not very, very efficient. I don't know why. No, still broken. What the heck? I really thought that was it. I guess I could have done this. Wow, I'm really confused by this. It unarchives the object, right? And it shows that it's an optional any. And then it has 5 elements in it, but when I try to unwrap it as anything, it doesn't want to unwrap it. It comes back as nil. What? I'm really confused by this. I'm honestly not sure what the issue is. Interesting. May Yo, Evgen. Nothing, man. It's just it's super weird. So I'm breaking here when I'm unarchiving my object, right? And so this is grabbing from memory, unarchiving it into. It should be. Let me change this up real quick. So first we have this. Let me throw this breakpoint here. Essentially what's happening is when I'm using this method to unarchive my old cycle array, it comes back. First of all, if I just use this to unarchive my object, you can see that it is optional of any, but it does have 5 elements in it. First thing I noticed was that it's of type cycle. So it's not even of type cycle old. It's of cycle. So that was flag number 1 for me. But then you're like, okay, that's logical. So if I try unwrapping it like this as a cycle array, I get nil. And then I'm like, okay, well, maybe for some reason it's that, and it's also nil. But I don't get why. I'm really confused by it. It doesn't really make any sense. Because then it's going to come here and it's going to come back as nil. So with that being said, oh man, this is frustrating. It should be very straightforward. Insertion failure, test migration, yep. Alright, let's try something here. Let's try old. For some reason, I don't think this is the issue, but we'd like to try it out anyways. Oh. This is not a terminal, Alec. Come on, man. Guess this is why we have test cases, eh? No, there must be something else going on here. I'm so confused. Yeah. Is it how I'm setting it up? Maybe? Okay. Set to test memory. Migration version. I guess let's go to this. And we're doing migration version. Okay, yeah, seems pretty straightforward, right? And then, oh geez Louise. Okay, do that. Then we generate from old model, and we did look at this. Well, let's look at it one more time. We create this cycle old array, right? That's the type we're looking at here. Literally create 5 of these, which is good. And then we come here to archive those, right? So NSKeyed archiver, archive data with root object. Returns an NS data object containing the encoded form of the object graph whose root object is given. The root of the object graph to archive. Okay, so guard let defaults. So this isn't really necessary any longer. This was working. No problemo. Okay, user default set, archive cycle array here. So I guess that's the first thing we can check is really figure out what our old cycles array is. But I mean, it should be good. Should be good. Let's go down. Let's go to get from test memory. So the reason why I'm not using this is because it's going to go through our decoding session, and our cycle old doesn't have a decode. It doesn't conform to encode and decode or codable. That's why I was using the latest code for master when we did a get. So I unarchive this here, unarchive object, yeah. And then this will come back as a data type, right? Or I believe it will, yeah. As data. Unarchive object. I guess let me double check this. Maybe that's what I'm missing. No, it would be here. Decode and returns the object graph previously encoded in NSKeyed archiver and stored in a given NSData object. Yeah, so it passes back in any optional. Yeah, literally. So I remove any of the domain data and then doing this. Have you considered unarchiving in another way? Yeah, and so that's what we actually did during this whole update, you know? We actually started using Codable in all of our encoding and decoding. Problem is with this, again, comes back to the migration manager, that in version 1.3 of cycles, it's using this way. And since we're writing a unit test for this, we should be using that same step to do that, right? So if I just use my regular get from memory, it would go through that decodable process, but the old cycle object doesn't have that. So it's going to break every single time, and people won't even be able to open the app because it's just going to crash. So that's why I need to make sure when I do the migration check, when I'm grabbing that from memory, I'm doing it in the way that's not using decodable, but it's using the unarchiver. And it's really weird because this has worked literally since I've built the app. Like, I haven't had any issues with it, so I don't understand what the change is now. Yeah, I really don't understand what happened. Yeah, and so that's why I'm writing the test. I want to make sure that it's working properly first. What about unarchived top level object with data? Yeah, that may work. I noticed that as well. It's so weird. Why wouldn't it work? Like, why does it it stop? Maybe it has something to do with iOS 12, and who knows? Who knows? But yeah, Evgen, let's try that out. Maybe that might work. It's really, really weird though. And it was unarchive top level object with data. And I'm really confused by the fact that it's showing up. It's not showing up as cycle old, which is literally the name of our class. Right? So that's another thing that I'm just really confused about. Okay, so we did here. Let's go ahead and do this. Well, it seems like the archiving actually works. It's the casting that fails. Yeah, exactly. But why is the casting failing? Maybe, like you're saying, maybe it's because it's trying to cast it at a different point in this unarchived data. So maybe this top level object. See what it actually does though, because I'm not even quite sure. No overview available. Okay. That's cool, I guess. Oh. You know what? But wait a minute. No, I am checking for data here. This is interesting. Yeah, NS data and data. All right, hold on. Before we try what you suggested, Evden, I really want to try this real quick. This would be really interesting if that was the case. No, but that shouldn't matter. That's the whole point. It's just like we're saying, it's just a casting. Okay, let's just run through this real quick and see what happens. We'll see what happens here. Build failed. Why'd you do that? Call can throw, but is not marked with try. Value optional. Must be unwrapped. Value of type old cycle array. I'm just going to... Let's do this. Just for now. Oh, Jesus. Wait, cycle array? Oh, yeah. I just want to test this out to see if this even gets to the point where we can do something with it. Still looks the same to me. Yeah. Still coming back as nil no matter what. Oh wait, what? Oh, because it comes back as a oh, because I'm doing a try here. But shouldn't that have caught? Wait, what? That's the old function? No, this is the correct one. This is unarchived top level object with data. Yeah, this should be the correct one. Think of the one you used in PO. Oh. Was it? Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You are 100% right. So did that just work? That might, but it still came back as nil. Yeah, let's try that out. Yeah, good call, good call. Why am I building this? I need to run the test again. Man, and I thought this migration manager stuff was going to be quicker today. I was completely wrong. Typical, but that's okay. Learning how this stuff works. But too bad we're not going to be using it anymore. Probably the casting. Yeah, you're probably right, man. Let's just grab this. So this actually looks like it's a level deeper, which is really weird. Oh, it's probably because it's wrapped with this try. What the heck, dude? How do I unwrap that? Just an optional array of an optional array? What? What? Wonder if I can do this without the try. Let's see what comes out. Okay. So if I do this as cycle, still comes back as nil. Alright, message getting caught in the mod filter or something? No, dude. I haven't seen anything, dude. Twitch could be, yeah. Could be. I remember someone, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, was having issues with messaging. Welcome back, man. Thanks for coming by. We're having an issue with some archiving stuff in memory. Dude, that is so weird. I'm really confused. Okay. I'm gonna try something else. That was definitely a good attempt though. This is going to be odd, but it should come back as any. And so again, I was looking at this 1 through maybe Twitch. Oh yeah. Object. That shouldn't matter though. Dude, this is so weird. I can't get over this. And the problem is that I can't really change it because as we discussed, this is how it's currently implemented in the master version, in the production version. So what do we do? What do we do in this instance? All right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go put some water on my face, contemplate my life for a couple minutes. No, just see a pee. But I do need to go put water on my face, so I will be right back. See you all very shortly. Stick around, don't leave yet. See you soon. Yo! Alright, we're back. I contemplated life for a little bit. Felt nice. Put some water on my face. So yeah. We're gonna figure this out though. Holy crap! World pick, dude, coming in hot with that Twitch Prime sub. Dude, thank you so much for that. And thanks for helping bring Cycle servers to another month of support. Highly appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for that Prime sub. And welcome into the team. If you're not in the Discord yet, make sure you come in. Join in. We have some awesome benefits other than the one that Twitch already offers. Get in there, link your Twitch account, get a cool intern role for the for the server. And dude, thank you again for that support. Have some of my free monies. Thank you, man. I appreciate your free monies. Thank you again for that. What did Life have to say? Life said, Alec, you got this. And I was like, dude, you're right, Life. You're 100% right. Evgen, okay, can you try unarchived object of classes nsarray.self cycle old.self from unarchived cycle array as cycle old? I can definitely try that, man. That's the non-deprecated way, right? If I'm reading that correctly. So we had ns keyed unarchiver, unarchived object of classes, right? And then you were saying to do ns array. Why are you saying ns array out of curiosity? Let's try this out. Let's try it out. I believe it might fail on casting the first data type to an array. Ah. Smart thought, dude. That is true. It's a very good thought. Just so weird. Okay, so let's replace this here. Put a try in there. All right, let's just do a try here. And let's just throw this in a do catch. I don't want to deal with that stuff. That's actually a really good thought, man. Wonder what the issue may be. What is this thing called? Assertion. All right. Alrighty. You ready to try it out? Let's do it. We're going to see what happens. I want to put the breakpoint because I want to actually inspect it. So again, let's just grab this. We need to make sure we grab that as well, or we're just going to PO it. Yeah, okay, so that might work. The problem is it's a cycle. It's not of type old cycle. That's another thing that is kind of was of unexpected class cycle. Allowed classes are NSArray, cycles test.cycle. Is that how I need to cast it? No, that should be cycle.self. Yeah, wait, what is right? That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, there's something really weird going on right now. And I thought maybe I'm like the only thing I can think of, hold on, let me see something here. Because what I'm doing, right? You done broke this shit. Hell yeah, we did. Or I mean, hell yeah, I did. So what I've done with my test suite is I've set up a user defaults with a suite name of test defaults, right? So this should be saving and setting to test defaults only. There should be no reason why it's going into memory and grabbing from there. But this almost seems like it's doing that because it's always returning a cycle, right? It's always returning of type cycle. But again, we have user defaults here. Can I do this here? Can I get like a suite name or something? String? I just want to see my suite, man. I just want to see what this thing is called. Yo, Nak, what's up? Welcome in. Good morning to you. How's it going today? Oh, user defaults group name? Nothing. But, oh yeah, but that has nothing to do with this. We already have our group name here. Oh God, I keep doing clear. What in the heck? Because okay, so now I'm on the point that I feel like this is actually pulling from the app's local memory instead of the test suite's local memory. That's what I'm thinking is happening. So I need to verify. Verify user defaults suite name. Swift. Just got to work. How are you guys? Oh, cool. Hope you have a good day at work. Doing okay right now. We've been battling a bug for the past like 40 minutes. And this one's hard, Knack. This one's hard. This one's hard. It's just a bunch of stuff going on that makes no sense. Yo, K-Pag, what's up? First time tuning in. Great stuff besides breaking this shit. My guy, thank you. I'm glad first time tuning in. I'm glad you're enjoying. Appreciate you coming by today. I love breaking stuff, apparently. Everything is broken. Thanks, Mac. Appreciate that. Right now, I'm trying to figure out, essentially, we create a separate container of memory in our tests. So all the stuff we're writing right now is solely for our tests to run before we build the app. And so now I'm trying to figure out, okay, when I'm grabbing from memory, am I grabbing from my container that's from our test suite, or am I grabbing from the container that's from the actual application itself? We need to grab from the test suite container. So I'm trying to figure out how I can figure out the name of the current test suite I'm using. Get name of test, or of what is it actually called? What are you actually called here? You're called suite name. Get suite name of. Breaking stuff is the motto of this stream. Yes, sir. You got it. Pixel breaks the internet. Oh my god, it sounds like a Black Mirror episode. I've seen this not more than it has. Yeah, and that's, in all honesty, that's kind of the nature of this update as well. Like, we literally flipped this app upside down. The whole foundation of what it was built on around this class, it has just been completely destroyed. So it sucks, but it is true, and I do agree with you. And I think honestly, a lot of the updates are going to be like that, unfortunately, because there's a lot of refactoring that has to happen. More like an IT crowd episode. Hey man. You can't say about the IT crowd. No. I don't think there's an actual way to see what I'm using. Oh snap. Oh snap. Okay, let's kind of take it from the top here for the 20th time. Let's see what our old cycles array is returning here. And it should be returning something nice, or something I'm expecting at least. Oh, wait. Yeah. Here we go. So PO old cycles. This comes, dude, what in the heck is this? Yo, K-Pag, thank you so much for that. Appreciate the 10 bits, my friend. Thank you very much. Thinking the same, I see. Yeah, I'm trying to print actually the old cycles to make sure that's correct. But old cycles comes back as type cycle, dude. So maybe it's generate cycles from old cycle method, but we just looked at that. Right, like am I crazy here? Like it right? Like, okay, if I do, hold on. Let's do a PO of old cycles. Let's get the first index. It's of type cycles. It's not even type old cycle. Is waiting? No, so why is this called? I'm going crazy. This is still an old cycle. If we look at, actually, this would probably be a better way to pull it up. Old cycle. Even here, so I guess this was giving us some false information because our new class is called cycle. Our old class is obviously called old or cycle old. If you see here, this old cycles array has created 5 values of type cycles test dot cycle old, which is exactly what we're expecting. So that's not the case there. Yeah, that's what I thought, Evgen, but that doesn't look like it's the case. So let's go back to what you were saying in regards to printing out the archived data. So it's a PO archived cycle data array. It looks like, I mean, there's 8,000 bytes in there. So it looks like that's pretty solid. And that should be working as expected, you know? Use default set archive cycle array. So the next thing we can try doing is we can try unwrapping it like this, and see if maybe it could be this data type that's coming back. So if we already have our archive cycle array. Why don't we just try doing our NS keyed unarchiver? We'll start with the original one. Right, and we'll just pass in archive cycle array. This might do it. Or this might show us more. Still comes back now. Dude, what the actual heck is going on? So, wait a minute. Yo, Hurt Talks, what's up? Welcome back, man. How you doing today? Thanks for stopping in. Ooh, do you see this right now? Let's clear this. Yeah, this right here. This comes back as an optional array. Oh, as NS array. Hold on. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, here we go. There you go. There are your 5 elements right there. So let's dissect this real quick. I'm pretty sure what's going on. What's the difference between normal array and the next step array? You mean this here? So this is just signifying that this whole thing is an optional NS array that has some type of thing in it, and it has 5 elements of that thing. So this is basically saying like, oh, it could be nil, it could not be, which is optional value. But I force unwrapped it here. In this line by just saying screw it, it's going to be an NS array no matter what, and that gave us all the data in our array. So technically this should freaking work. So I'm curious now. Let's try this. Let's try casting this as NS data. we'll try doing this, and let's see if that maybe has a difference. I think that could do it. I just thought of something actually. Are you perhaps familiar with iOS apps sleeping in the background after a certain amount of time? Yeah, so there is a certain amount of time that iOS apps can be active in the background if you need to do something, background tasks. I can try to help you out, Herd Talks. Talk about NSRA. In all honesty, I haven't looked into the difference between NSRA and a regular array. From what I've understood is NSRA is just the older way of creating these arrays. And it's more of this Objective-C way. When Apple released Swift, they started converting more towards a regular array type. But I haven't looked into what the actual difference is between those. This is going to return any type, but... Oh, it's down here. Can you try force unwrapping the result? Oh my gosh, are you serious, Evgen? We've talked about this, man. Yeah, you just said one of the bad words, man. Unwrapping? You want to unwrap? My god. Yeah, let's try it out. I agree. I think that might work. You want to... You don't even want to check for it. You want to forcefully unwrap that? You are insane, man. You are wild. Dude, Stacky, I'm on your side, man. Initializer conditional binding must have optional type, not cycle old. What? Oh, because it's in a guard. That's why. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about there, buddy? Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, let's do that. Just to make sure it works first. Good call, man. I'm working with iBeacons. I need to keep monitoring ranging 4 beacons in the background to be able to send push notifications when their phone sees a beacon. Interval 6 seconds between each notification that is sent when the user for the same beacon. Yeah, so one thing Hurt Talks to look at is you need to look at, one, how long your app can stay active in the background. Usually I think it's 30 seconds maximum, depending on what the load is. And then you should look at how often you can send push notifications. I don't remember the exact amount, but there is an interval. You can't... I think there's a certain amount of push notifications you can send within a period of time. You know what I mean? Using the original function. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, cool. Let's try it out. So we can do nspo ns key unarchiver.unarchived objects. What was the original one? Was unarchived object, right? Oh, unarchive object. Yeah, the one that it says it doesn't want me to use. And then we're going to forcefully unwrap this as an old cycle. Let's try it as an old cycle array like this, and then we'll try NS array. Yeah, sure thing, Herta. Sounds pretty cool, man. Hope it goes well for you. Fatal error, NS array element failed to match the Swift array element type. So it does come back as an NS array. She's dead, Jim. Let's try this. This is what we had luck with before. There it is. NS array. There it is. There it is. So if we still do this, we'll come back with our optional NS array. So, wow. So we should really... NS array. Where's array? That's what the fix is, dude. Let's stack overflow right now. Array is a struct. Therefore, it is a value type in Swift. NS array is an immutable Objective-C class. Oh! I think I might know why this was happening. Okay, so when I first created this cycle class, I wrapped it in this Objective-C tag for cycle. Essentially, what that was doing was doing encoder and decoder stuff, which is why I needed to do that. And I think that might have something to do with it. Essentially, this class is referenced in Objective-C. And I think that, and I have this class as NSObject, NSCoding, NSKeyed-on-archiver. So I think that might be what that issue could be. But so this should work like this now. I think. Yeah, it's cycle old in there. Should it be cycle old? Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, holy moly, Evgen. Yeah, good call, dude. That's why it's displaying like that. Oh, snap. Dude, okay. Yes, that's probably why it's coming up in the PO like that. Holy moly. It's so exciting. Learning so many new things. This is like a different language? Oh, it literally is, Mac. It literally is. It's called Swift. It's just like these weird English characters that create a new language. Dude, that's totally it. That's totally it. So I'm going to keep that breakpoint there, and I'm still going to run this test one more time, and then this should fix it. Or I'm going to print it out to show that that should now be cycle old. Holy moly. Dude, what a journey. There's so many ups and downs. Hey, there we go. Woo! Feels good, man. Feels good, man. That's what it was. I forgot about that. This is also a problem of working on an app that you haven't touched certain parts in like 2.5 years. You don't remember what anything does. Okay. So now that we've gotten that done, let's fix it up. Could you cast it to old cycle now? Maybe so. Let's try it. Yeah, I couldn't find it probably. No, it still doesn't cast the old cycle. Oops. Oh, snap. That was a 1, my bad. Yeah, I'm... Again, I think it goes back to that it's referencing an Objective-C, the C class here. Right? Because Swift can reference Objective-C, right? I don't know if Objective-C can reference Swift. Right? Like that hierarchy doesn't work in that way. I don't believe. I'm not, don't quote me on that though. But from what I'm seeing here, that's kind of what it seems like, right? Like if I remove this, technically that should work. I guess it's snap. I gotta go soon. But let's try it out because I want to see if this might be what we're looking at here. Man, dude, Evgen, thanks for your help. Appreciate that, man. Good ideas. And thanks to everyone else for the support, man. It's good. Good stuff. Oh. Oh, no. I meant to run the test, not build the app. You darn fool. Alright, let's try this out now. There you go. That did work. So now I'm trying to remember why in the heck in the first place I converted it to an Objective-C class. I don't remember. I don't remember. That's super weird. I would have helped, but I only did 3 days of Swift on my Christmas break. I was a slacker. I'm not proud of it. It's all right, Stacking. You did help, man. You helped a lot, and I appreciate that. Maybe not so much with the code part, but that's okay. You'll be able to help eventually. Just do 5 days of Swift, and then do 10, and then do 20. Then you'll be good to go. But yeah, so if you see that, the whole reason why that was happening, this array type is not referenced in Objective-C. So that's why that was happening. My God. But the thing is, we can't change this because this is part of version 1.3. So now let's finally add it in and get it to work. So does it work now? Yeah, Knack, it should work. So basically what was going on down here is I'm able to stop the application from running in certain points. So these blue markers here will say, hey, once you get to this line, stop everything what you're doing. And then I can actually inspect a lot of the different elements, which is what we were doing. So we're doing all the testing here. So now this should work by me implementing this as so. And then we'll run it to make sure. This is nskeyed unarchiver dot unarchive with data unarchive cycle array. We can remove this stuff. We can remove that curly. And then finally, the last change is we need to make sure we're casting this as an NS array of type cycle. And then again, make sure this says cycle old. Does. Dope. Okay, so guard there, boom. So if we hit this, we should be good. So we're gonna run the test now, and now we'll see if it works. And then we'll print this out, we'll print out cycle array here. Oh, hold on, I need to change this real quick. I guess, should I just forcefully unwrap it? I don't know. Cannot specialize non-generic type NS array, replace cycle old with blah. Yeah. All right, screw it. Screw it. We're just gonna do this. We're doing it. It's okay. Wait, what? So as an NS array, that's really weird. Okay. So maybe what we can do then here, we can do a guard for an NS array. Yeah, then force the cycle old. Yep, exactly. So do that optional there, and then cycle array as cycle old. Oh, man. This is so cringy. Why? It's all for the test case. All right, let's try one more time. And then I really got to head out. We got there. Now let's print this out. Holy moly. So if I PO cycle array, it's an NS array of 5 elements. Oh my god. Oh, this feels so good. What? Oh, so do I need to... I'm assuming I'm going to have to do it as this as well. You're screwed. You're screwed. Thanks, Abjin. Oh my god, you're right. And on that beautiful note, I must head out. You're screwed. I lied. Hold on. Let me try this one more time. You're screwed. Love it. Did it work? Not really. Not really. It sort of did. It sort of did. We're having some issues with what type it is. Yeah, it looks like the Objective-C type. Ah, goddamn, dude. What a pain in the butt. All right. Well, so no, technically it did not work, but we are much closer than we were about 15 minutes ago. And with that being said, folks, I must head out. I appreciate you all being here today. I didn't expect this to take up the entire stream, but it did, which is fine. I think we learned a lot. So that part's really great. And there's a lot of little nuances in Swift in general that I'm still learning and figuring out why I wrote some of this code the way I did, which is also fine. Stacking, we all grew today. I 100% agree. We did all grow today. It's gonna be a long night for me, as we have many things left to improve on. So tomorrow is day 28 of this journey. At some point during the stream, we need to submit the app. So yeah, I might put up a stream later tonight if possible. If not, I'll be working on a lot of this probably off stream, and then I'll be on Discord. So feel free to hit me up during that time. And yeah, but I would like to put up a stream doing this stuff so we can do it together. So just stay tuned to the Discord, hit that follow button. You can get notified when I go live, and I appreciate you all. Thanks, Nak. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming by, and I hope you have a great work day today. Her talks, I usually don't stream in the evening, but I've been trying to start, and I did start this project. This project started 2.5 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago. I started refactoring it 27 days ago. So yeah, you could check it out. At this link, we have the beta live, and I don't have any updates to push since we've been stuck on this, but yeah. But everyone stick around for the raid. We always throw a nice little raid in there for some of our programming buddies out there in the world. Go ahead and grab that raid message. The first one is for the subs of the channel, and the second one is for people who aren't subs. Let's find a programming streamer to hit today. We hit Genta yesterday, CM Griffing the other day. I'm thinking we hit Tim a while back. I haven't rated Jamie in a while. Jamie is working on a startup app of his called Notify.me. Is he on? I don't know if he's actually on. Oh, he is. Okay, he just doesn't have his cam today. Let's go ahead and throw him a raid. He's a super awesome dev streamer, and showing some love and support. Thank you all again for coming by today. It's been a blast like always. Hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck tomorrow. But your support is fantastic and I really appreciate you. So thanks again, and I will catch you all same time, same place tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.